Welcome to the Deep Dive. We take compelling sources and, well, we distill them into the knowledge you need to be truly well-informed. Today, we're diving into a question that has probably nagged at all of us at some point. What truly separates those who achieve extraordinary things from, the rest? Is it some innate sparkling talent? Or is there something deeper, something maybe we can all cultivate?
Yeah, it's the classic nature versus nurture debate, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
But applied to success.
Yeah.
We often look at high achievers,
Mhm.
the Olympians, the innovators, groundbreaking scientists, and we just assume they were born with a gift.
Right.
But our deep dive today into Angela Duckworth's really transformative book, Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance, it directly challenges that very assumption.
And it does so brilliantly. I mean, Grit came out in 2016, which was a moment when society was really starting to pivot, I think.
Yeah, how so?
Well, we were moving beyond just valuing IQ scores, right?
Yeah.
Recognizing the critical role of character, of what we now call non-cognitive skills.
Right, things like resilience, adaptability.
Exactly. Think about the gig economy starting up, the constant need for adaptability in our careers. These shifts really highlighted qualities like persistence. And Duckworth, she's a distinguished psychologist, a professor at UPenn, with this fascinating background. Neurobiology, neuroscience, psychology. She brings this unique blend of academic rigor and hands-on insight.
Yeah, from her own experience as a teacher, observing students,
That's right.
her observations in the classroom were clearly formative. She noticed, it wasn't always the students who seemed quickest on the uptake or scored highest on tests who ultimately did the best.
Interesting.
More often, it was those who showed this distinct determination, like a refusal to get up when things got difficult. That spark of an idea, well, that eventually became grit.
So if you've ever wondered why some people just seem to keep pushing, even when the odds feel stacked against them, today's deep dive is definitely for you. We're going to pull back the curtain on that inner drive, challenge that old idea that success is just about talent, and instead uncover the true engine, grit. By the end of this, you'll have a clearer understanding of what grit truly is, why it matters, and crucially, how you can cultivate it in your own life to achieve those, big long-term goals.
Okay, so let's unpack this core idea then. What exactly is grit, according to Duckworth?
Yeah, let's define it.
She defines it as a powerful combination, passion and perseverance.
And it's really vital to grasp her definitions here, I think. Passion isn't just like fleeting excitement for a new hobby.
Right, not just a flash in the pan.
No, it's a deep, sustained, long-term interest in a particular goal or endeavor and perseverance.
That's the other half. That's the unwavering ability to keep pushing, to persist through challenges, setbacks, even boredom, right?
Yeah.
Especially when progress is slow or things get incredibly tough. And here's where Duckworth, I think, truly flips the script. It's with her foundational effort counts twice equation. It's not just that effort helps.
It multiplies things.
Exactly. She shows it literally multiplies your output. Her formula is talent X effort, skill. Simple enough.
Okay.
But then it's skill X effort into its achievement. See, effort comes in twice.
Wow. So it's not simply that effort helps, but that it's a kind of compound factor at every single step.
Precisely.
Which means someone with, say, less innate talent, but who applies consistent, intelligent effort, they could actually surpass someone with maybe more talent who doesn't put in the same work.
That's the implication.
Yeah.
It's a huge challenge to how we typically assess potential or value natural abilities. Isn't
It really is. It suggests that consistency and that deliberate work ethic are far more powerful than we often realize.
It absolutely shifts the focus from who is talented to who works hard and smart. So this raises a really important question. If effort is so profoundly important, what principles actually help build this kind of sustained effort, this grit?
Right. How do you get it?
Duckworth integrates several key ideas. A really significant one, which she borrows from Carol Dweck, is the growth mindset.
Right. I know that one. The belief that abilities aren't fixed, that they can be developed through hard work, through learning.
Exactly. So when you embrace a growth mindset, you don't see challenges as like insurmountable roadblocks.
You see them as opportunities.
Opportunities to learn, adapt, and improve.
Yeah.
That a foundational belief is really what allows grit to take root.
Makes sense.
And stemming directly from the passion component of grit, there's interest development. Duckworth emphasizes that a true, enduring passion often starts with just an initial spark of curiosity.
So you don't have to find your one true passion right away.
Not necessarily. It's about nurturing these interests, allowing them to deepen and evolve over time. That's crucial for long-term engagement. It's more about cultivating passion than finding it fully formed.
I like that. Cultivating it. Then there's purpose. What's really compelling here is how she connects grit to something, bigger than yourself.
Ah, the why.
Right. When you feel like your efforts are contributing to the well-being of others, or maybe to a cause you deeply believe in, that sense of purpose can act as this incredible, powerful fuel.
Sustaining motivation through the tough times.
Exactly. It provides a why that transcends just personal gain.
And to actually get better at something, to build that skill component, Duckworth details deliberate practice.
Okay, and this isn't just like mindlessly repeating tasks, like playing scales on the piano without really thinking.
No, definitely not. It's about setting very specific, often quite uncomfortable goals.
Yeah.
Actively seeking immediate constructive feedback and consistently pushing yourself just beyond your current comfort zone.
That intentional struggle.
Exactly. That's where the real improvement happens,
Yeah.
where you're striving just beyond your current capacity.
When you're in that zone, when things get hard, you absolutely need hope.
And how does she define hope here? Not just wishful thinking, I assume.
No, she defines it as the belief that your effort will lead to improvement. It's that internal conviction, that deep-seated optimism that keeps you going, even after repeated setbacks. It's what lets you overcome those moments of doubt.
Right. And what's also important, though maybe discussed a bit less, is how Duckworth briefly touches on resilience. Bouncing back from failures and self-control.
Resisting temptations.
Right. Resisting those short-term temptations in favor of the long-term goals. Both of these qualities, she suggests, really complement grit. They act as vital supporting structures that help ensure you stay on track.
But it's not just about individual internal qualities, though, is it? Duckworth also explores the profound human element of grit.
Like how others influence us.
Exactly. For instance, parental influence. She really delves into how parents can model passion and perseverance in their own lives.
Leading by example.
Yes, and crucially, how they can foster a growth mindset in their kids. It's about creating an environment where effort is praised more than just innate ability, and challenges are framed as exciting opportunities, not things to be afraid of.
Like encouraging a child to stick with, say, an instrument, even when it's frustrating.
Precisely. Celebrating the effort more than just the performance.
And stepping back even further, cultural influence also plays a significant role, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Cultural values and norms can either strongly support or, inadvertently hinder the development of grit.
How so?
While some cultures might inherently value and celebrate long-term persistence and hard work over quick wins or just natural talent, this kind of creates a societal ethos where grit is more naturally nurtured and rewarded.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
She even offers some really practical tools that have become quite famous, like the grit scale.
Right, the assessment.
Yeah, which she developed to help individuals measure their own levels of passion and perseverance. It's a simple self-assessment, but it can offer surprising insights into your own tendencies.
And then there's the hard thing rule from her own family life. I love this one.
Explain that.
It's such a simple yet profound idea. It's the concept of choosing a challenging, difficult activity, maybe learning an instrument, a sport, whatever, and committing to sticking with it for a set period. No quitting allowed midway.
Building that perseverance muscle directly.
Exactly. It's a brilliant, tangible example of how grit can be nurtured in daily life, teaching valuable lessons about commitment and just plain effort.
So if we connect all these threads back to the bigger picture, her central argument truly is that success isn't just about talent. It's about this powerful, dynamic blend of passion and perseverance that can absolutely be cultivated over time.
Yeah, it's not just something you're born with.
Right? It's something you build.
Which brings us to some of the deeper themes and universal messages embedded in grit. One of the most impactful, I think, is how it directly challenges that pervasive talent myth.
Yeah, the idea that great achievers are just effortlessly great.
Exactly. For so long, we've admired people who just seem to achieve greatness easily, believing it's all about some preordained innate ability.
And Duckworth really drives home the point that effort counts twice. It's a direct, research-backed counterargument.
It really is. A counter to that widespread belief that natural talent is the primary, or maybe even the sole, predictor of success. She shows that sustained, deliberate effort and dedications can, and often do, outweigh raw, uncultivated innate ability.
It fundamentally shifts our understanding of where real potential lies, doesn't it?
Totally. And it's crucial to understand that grit isn't presented as some static, fixed trait. The book really emphasizes its evolution.
How it changes.
Yeah, that it's a skill, maybe like a muscle, muscle that can be developed, strengthened, nurtured over time, rather than something you either have or you don't. That perspective is incredibly empowering.
It suggests we all have the capacity to grow our grit. And what's truly fascinating here is the universal applicability of these core concepts, the ideas of perseverance and passion. They really transcend cultural and contextual boundaries, don't they?
They really seem to. Whether you're in, say, the highly competitive world of education or the fast-paced environment of business or the demanding realm of sports.
Or just trying to achieve a deeply personal goal.
Right. The principles of grit seem remarkably relevant and actionable pretty much globally.
And if we compare it to other self-improvement literature, how does it stack up?
Well, grit really carves out its own space, I think. While a book like Stephen Covey's 7 Habits focuses more on productivity, habits, discipline.
More external organization, maybe?
Yeah, perhaps. Grit hones in specifically on those internal qualities, perseverance and passion. It's more about the inner drive than the external systems.
It definitely complements Carol Dweck's mindset, though. Both emphasize that growth-oriented approach to learning and challenges.
True. They fit together well.
But grit provides this unique, actionable framework for how perseverance and passion can be cultivated specifically. It also introduces a really valuable nuance, something Duckworth herself highlights: the potential pitfalls of excessive grit, like burnout.
Oh, right. You can be too gritty.
Well, it underscores the importance of balancing that relentless perseverance with self-awareness and self-care, a critical point that I think often gets overlooked in the choice for success.
Okay, so we've defined grit. We've explored its underlying principles, touched on its broader implications. With those foundational ideas about grit firmly in mind, the natural next question for many of us is probably, how do we actually build this kind of relentless drive in our own life?
Right, the how-to. Duckworth provides some incredibly actionable strategies. One key technique she recommends is setting stretch goals.
Okay, stretch goals, so not just easy wins.
Exactly. They're ambitious targets that intentionally push you beyond your current comfort zone. Think of a runner aiming for a personal best that feels just out of reach.
Or a writer committing to a daily word count that really challenges their usual output.
Precisely. They require real effort and often, a new level of skill or knowledge to even achieve.
Then it's all about maintaining consistent effort, right?
Absolutely. This means committing to daily practice, to that relentless pursuit of improvement, even when results feel slow or progress seems negligible.
Or you're just not seeing immediate headway. It's showing up every single day.
Yeah, that persistence.
Yeah.
And crucially, you need to actively embrace a growth mindset in your daily life.
So consciously seeking out challenges instead of avoiding them.
Yes. And when failures or setbacks inevitably occur, because viewing them not as defeats or signs you're not good enough, but as valuable opportunities.
Opportunities for development, for learning. It's a fundamental shift in perspective.
Totally. And remember that idea of deliberate practice.
Yeah, not just mindless repetition.
Right. It's focusing on improving specific skills through highly goal-oriented activities and critically actively seeking out feedback to guide your improvement.
Asking, how can I do this better?
And really listening to the answers, even if they're hard to hear.
Okay, so how do you translate these powerful concepts into, daily life? What are the steps?
First, she'd say, identify your long-term objectives. What are those big, overarching goals, those top-level aims that truly excite you and give your efforts real purpose?
Get clear on the big picture.
Exactly. Once you have those clear, the next step is to break down those big, maybe daunting goals into smaller, more manageable tasks.
Makes them less overwhelming.
Right. And it gives you clear, concrete steps to take each day. Helps build momentum.
Then make sure to allocate dedicated time. Schedule it in.
Yes. Set aside specific time each day or week to work on these tasks. This reinforces the habit of perseverance even when the immediate gratification isn't there. It's basically scheduling your grit.
I like that. Scheduling your grit. And finally,
incorporate regular self-reflection. Take time to assess your progress. Understand what's working, what isn't, and make strategic adjustments to stay aligned with those long-term goals.
Like an internal GPS check.
Pretty much. Making sure you're still on the right path.
And for practical exercises people can do, you mentioned the grit scale.
Yeah, the grit scale assessment. Publicly available, easy to find online. It can quickly help you gauge your current levels of passion and perseverance, maybe identify areas where you might want to focus your growth efforts. It's a great starting point for self-awareness.
What else?
You can also spend some dedicated time just reflecting on your personal passions. What genuinely fascinates you? How do those deep interests connect, or how could they connect with your long-term aspirations? Finding that alignment can bring immense clarity and purpose.
And when setting goals, be specific.
Yes, try setting specific, actionable goals, and critically, anticipate potential obstacles before they arise. Think about what might trip you up.
And plan for it.
Exactly. Devise clear strategies beforehand to overcome them. This proactive approach, planning for adversity, is a real hallmark of gritty individuals.
Duckworth really brings these ideas to life with some powerful real-world examples throughout the book, doesn't she?
Oh, definitely. You think about Olympic athletes enduring years of rigorous, deliberate training, often totally out of the spotlight.
Or artists dedicating countless hours to their craft, patiently honing their skills.
Or those stories of entrepreneurs who persist through failure after failure before finally finding success. They're vivid illustrations of how sustained effort and passionate dedication really help people surmount adversity across pretty much every field imaginable.
Okay, so to recap our deep dive into grit, the core message seems really clear.
Yeah. What stands out most to you?
That grit, that powerful dynamic combination of passion and perseverance, is actually a more reliable predictor of success than just innate talent or intelligence alone.
I agree. And a foundational piece to developing that grit is cultivating a growth mindset, viewing challenges and failures not as roadblocks, but as necessary opportunities for learning and growth.
It truly challenges that deeply ingrained societal talent myth, doesn't it?
Indeed. It encourages a pretty significant shift in focus, away from just admiring natural ability towards celebrating and actively nurturing effort and perseverance in education, career, personal goals, everywhere.
It inspires you to reconsider your approach to challenges, maybe see failures more as stepping stones rather than these insurmountable barriers.
Yeah. So for you listening right now, who is this book really for?
That's a good question. I'd say it's for anyone seeking to achieve meaningful long-term goals, honestly. Regardless of their starting point or what they perceive their talent level to be, it's about empowering everyone to reach their potential.
Which leads us to maybe a final reflection and a question for you to mull over after this. Duckworth strongly emphasizes persistence, right? Even to the point of the hard thing rule. What about the wisdom to know when to pivot, when to maybe change direction? Is there a point where perseverance becomes counterproductive?
Or maybe. Does true grit encompass the flexibility to adapt and find a new path if the current one is genuinely a dead end?
That's a great question. And thinking beyond just individual effort, how do external factors, things like socioeconomic status, access to resources, how do those intersect with the power of individual grit on the journey toward success?
It's definitely a lot to consider as we try to apply these powerful ideas to our own lives and, the world around us.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Angela Duckworth's grit.
We really hope it's given you some powerful new insights for your own journey and perhaps even challenged some long-held beliefs about what it truly takes to succeed.